And now, from the state-of-the-art Backache Studio in beautiful downtown Padunda, it's the Ghurn Blandston Show. Now here he is, Mr. Common Sense himself, Ghurn Blandston!
All right, thank you so much for that, Kitty. We are so glad to be here again, and as usual, I have my lovely assistant and britches steamer, Sabre. Sabre is over here, Sabre Catherine, and she's going to be with us this evening. Sabre Catherine LaRue. She comes to us highly recommended and usually late, but that's okay because we are a pretty loose bunch around here. Before we get to the festivities, I wanted to give you a gripe or two I have. I really don't have gripes today. There's no beefs. There's no gripes. It's just fun. It's just lovely. I have a great life. I have a great wife. So what else can we do? So sit back and have a good time tonight. All right, we're here and we're back again, and we're going to go on with the show. We finally surmounted our technical difficulties that we've had in getting a hold of Dink Dickelson, but I believe he's here. Dink, are you out there, buddy?
I am. I'm sorry I got stuck in makeup, and I couldn't find my fresh Plant City strawberries in the green room, but it's okay. I'll go on.
All right. Well, we're not really interested in your deviant habits, and so we'll move on from there.
It's in my rider, damn it.
Your deviant habits have been a pain in my side for years, son.
Well, Paul.
So I thought we'd start out with some viewer mail. We have a lot of mail comes in here, Dink, for you and me, and of course Kitty as well. And so this is we'll read some viewer mail here. Okay, listener mail.
Okay,
go ahead.
No, I was going to call bullshit.
Was you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, no, don't call that.
So
please don't do that. And if you do, well, you know what might happen?
I might accidentally get disconnected.
Or this.
Was that me being vaporized?
That's correct.
Yeah, I don't want that.
As we speak, you're being replaced by AI. Welcome to the Ghurn Show, Dink Dickelson, the new AI Dink Dickelson.
I am not an android.
You're not? Okay, let's get on to viewer mail. And Robert Gladstone writes from Hillbilly, Arkansas. He says, Ghurn, I really like your show, but sometimes it appears that your partner is maybe a little bit inebriated. Is there any truth to that? Well, Mr. Nerdlinger, no, there's not truth to that. We are sober, good boys around here, and we try to stay up on things, and we don't partake. And so, if that answers your question, that's good. If it doesn't, I'm so sorry. So it looks like we've stopped recording. Maybe hold on. No, we haven't. It's just my eyes. All right. Okay. So our next letter is from Miss Nellie Forbush from Penstock, Arizona, and Nellie writes, Ghurn, I really love your show, and I really wish that you would come out to Arizona and do a live hookup. And I don't know what that means. If it's
I was gonna say,
is she wanting something that I can't give?
Ghurn, I don't know. I was thinking broadcast would be the next word coming after live, but Maybe you should write her back and get some clarification.
Okay, Nellie, if you're listening, I would really like some clarification on that, and it could probably be arranged. You know, Ghurn's a free man. You know, he's single, he's good looking. He
talks in the third person.
He has a podcast. He's well known throughout the country as a bon vivant. So yeah, it's very possible. All right, moving on. We got from Winston, Nevada, right next door. Winston, Nevada, Sally Clerk. I believe it's how it's pronounced. Clerk, maybe Cleric, possibly. Sally Cleric. She writes, Ghurn, how do you possibly do these shows without a whole bunch of writers and people who are helping you out on this show? Well, I'll tell you, it's simple. We don't eat. And we try to get up and watch television all day.
We try. Yeah. I thought maybe your answer would include, many misspent hours in your formative years.
Yes, but, misspent youth. No one can discredit that for sure.
That's right. Yes.
I'm so into that, and so I want to thank you all very much for all the viewer mail, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, keep the cards and letters coming, folks.
And we're back. We want to go out now to Danny Danderson. I believe he's out in the city traffic in there, and he's making his way. Danny, can you hear me?
Yes, Ghurn, I can hear you.
Okay. What are you observing out there? Is there anything going on?
Well, the first thing I see is darkness.
Darkness?
Lots of darkness.
Do you hear it? Do you hear the darkness?
Yeah.
Do you see the sounds that you're hearing? What sounds do you see?
It's a good thing I took peyote earlier. So yes, affirmative to all of that, Ghurn.
Yeah? Really? Are you out there in Pedundaville?
Pedunda, yes, Pedundaville.
Pedundaville? And we think that possibly there's going to be a demonstration here soon. And we've noticed that people are gathering. Do you see anything of that, Danny?
I see a few people starting to gather.
You do?
Yes.
Are there any banners or flyers or things of that nature going on that we can tell what their beef is?
It's just a couple signs.
And what seems to be their beef, Danny?
Well, I'm not sure because they're far away. I don't have my binoculars.
I hear police. I hear the police. The police are there.
Well, we also in Pedundaville, we have been alerted via telegraph that there is an escaped convict heading this way also.
Oh, is that right?
So, oh man, it's a big day in Pedundaville. Yes.
I would hate to be that convict, escaping out of jail and then ending up in the middle of a demonstration. So have they?
Well, and the fact that the residents here average 2.37 guns per person. So he could be in trouble.
Well, Kitty likes guns. Kitty, what do you feel?
Pew pew.
Pew pew.
I like guns.
I do too. I love guns, and everybody does. But down there, down there in Pedundaville, I think this demonstration, it's coming over the wire now. I believe they're pissed off about not being able to order a double triple latte with froth at Starbucks.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that right, or is my facts incorrect?
No, I think there's a great froth shortage.
There is a froth shortage.
That. There's a froth shortage, and something about the cows aren't putting out the froth kind of stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it's just so there's nothing they can do about it. You know, people are crying all over the city. It's sad.
So we're frothless?
Yeah, totally frothless. Nothing. I know.
Well, you know, Danny, it looks like that. Have the police started throwing tear gas yet?
No, not yet, Ghurn. Not yet.
Well, we're going to get back to you then when that begins to happen.
I will. I'll get a hold of you. I'll cut in.
Because, come in with us no matter what we're doing. I'm going to go to the weather right now. And so we'll be back with you in just a momo. So stay tuned, people, and we'll get him back. This seems to be a developing situation here in Padunda. We are usually not privy to this kind of thing. We're not, we're a small town. We are beautiful, but things seem to be heating up, and I'm not quite sure where we're going to go from here. But we'll try to get.
It's not the Starbucks.
What's that?
It's not the Starbucks.
It's not the Starbucks, Danny. It's not. Danny has confirmed that it is not, as previously reported, the Starbucks.
No, I'm saying we're not going to Starbucks.
Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? They're not going to Starbucks.
Actually, I'm closer, and the signs are, yes, they're boycotting Starbucks for lack of froth.
Lack of froth. Well, and don't we all need more froth in our lives? And so, on that note, we're going to switch to the studio, and we'll catch Danny in the street later on. It's time for Remember When. Our topic on Remember When this week is the toilet paper famine of 2020. When people became, well, less than people. Dink, do you remember that?
Yes, I do. I still have pictures of the empty shelves at Publix, yes. It was horrifying, yes.
Yes, it was for me too. I was in Walmart the next morning after the toilet paper famine was declared on CNN that there would be no more toilet paper for the rest of our lives. And I was out there at 6:30 in the morning, the next morning at Walmart, and I was greeted by a frothing mass of people that they had this blank look in their eye. It was incredible.
They were listening to the Chinese news network like you were.
That's correct. They were.
They were incensed.
And while we were all there, in the Walmart, I there's always birds in Walmart flying around the ceilings and stuff. And we were in there. I was trying to find toilet paper, because I knew immediately that if a toilet paper famine was declared, that'd be the first thing I'd need to buy. And so I tried. I was in there with a bunch of zombies, Walking Dead motherfuckers, man. It was really weird. And at one point, I had a guy go by and actually bang my cart to one side. And he kept on going. Okay? He banged my cart. Sabre? Kitty?
Yeah.
Have you ever had anybody bang your cart?
Well, no. I've had somebody run away from my cart once, but no, never somebody banged into my cart.
Well, when you've had your cart banged, there's really no going back.
I've heard that before.
Your life has changed forever. Dink? Have you ever had your cart bunked?
Of course.
Well, no, I'm not talking about for fun and pleasure.
Oh, like bumper cars.
No, I'm not even. No. This was during the famine.
For real.
This is the famine. This is for real. Yeah, as God is my witness, this is real. I was really in a Walmart the next day after the toilet paper famine was declared. And I was trying to buy toilet paper and other things, and a guy bonked my cart. He was very rude. We almost threw down in the store because we're hollering back and forth at each other, going, "You want a piece of me? You want to fight? Yeah, is that what you did? You said you did." And the next thing I know, it's I'm trying to get out of there without losing my life. And so I was just wondering if, Kitty, you had any stories like that.
I got in a fight with one lady over a pineapple one night, but we didn't have carts involved. We both had those little bitty baskets, One of us got shoved.
Oh, the little blue baskets.
Yeah, the little blue baskets with the handles, I had my pineapple in there.
Right.
The woman walks up and wants my pineapple, and so I kind of threw my basket toward her. But it didn't work. My pineapple fell out. She took it and ran off.
Yeah.
There was no basket involved.
Well, those baskets are easier to throw than a shopping cart. The shopping carts, I have a real hard time throwing those.
Do you know they were invented in Oklahoma City?
That's correct. They were invented in Oklahoma City, which is nowhere near Padunda.
Not at all.
Not at all. No. So let's just we're going to come back here in just a second and ask Dink if I can find I believe my mouse has quit. No, it's there. Thank you so much, Lord, for my mouse.
I hate pieces to pieces.
Well, we're back with the Ghurn Show, and we're going to let you know right now, folks, that Sabre, she had to go down, Mrs. Moses, and it's Dink and myself. We're here for the last final stage of this one. And we're going to final. We're going to delve into something right now. Dink, it seems, down there in Atlanta, in Atlanta.
I'm not going to correct you.
It seems that he has concocted, if you want to call it that, some kind of beer drink. So I'm going to let him tell you about it. Dink, go ahead and tell him what you're drinking tonight.
No, I was the Frenchman and I were in the Asian market the other day, and buying our Oriental Asian potato chips and Pocky sticks, but. I got a big bottle of Sapporo. I haven't had any Sapporo beer in a long time. So I was going to drink it on Sunday watching football, and, it's kind of a special occasion. We're doing the Ghurn Show. We're doing an episode of the Ghurn Show tonight. So I went ahead and broke into it, and I'm having a sip of Sapporo now and then. What about you, Ghurn? Since for your inspiration, since Kitty's gone to bed, what are you into? We're now that we're imbibing, on the show here, so
yes. It's
kind of like reminiscent of like Dean Martin and George Gobel, man. It's just not that we're in that class, but gotta have a little nip or two.
You sure do, Dink, and I'm right here. Imbibing right now. I as you know, I'm pretty much a whiskey drinker, and I will not. Amen. And we Irish, we invented a few things in this world, and one of them was whiskey. I'm not going to apologize. Should I apologize in this day and age? Maybe I should.
No.
Let's see if I should. Let's have people call in. All right.
Hello? Yes, Ghurn, this is Appleby out here in Bristow.
we think you should keep drinking. Drink a lot, man, because life's short. And so if you wanna drink or smoke or have fun or drink Sapporo beer, just drink it, man. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I thank you so much for calling in, and we're gonna try to do that.
Try. No try, Daniel-san. Just do.
Well, we're about to come to the end of this segment, and I want to appreciate the folks that called in. I want to say thank you to Dink, and we'll catch you on the next episode. And we're back. It's the Shank of the Evening. This is Ghurn Blandston. I'm here with Dink. Dink?
Yes, you are.
You are?
Yes, you are.
You are
Hello.
or I am?
How do you read me, over?
I read you, Dink. You're coming in loud and clear. At this time, I would like to give some tips, if you will. This is some tips. Winter's coming up, and we're not going to be warm anymore, and it's going to be, it's going to be hard on older folks. And so I wanted to give a few tips on winterizing your hairpiece for the men out there tonight.
Herpes? I don't want the herpes.
Hairpiece, rug, as we call it. And, I wear a rug, I wear a hairpiece, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I've got the George Maharis. I've got the George Maharis model.
Yes, nobody under our age is going to know what that is, who he is.
The George Maharis?
Okay.
Everybody should know that. They really should.
He was a handsome man, yes.
Yes, he was. He was a handsome man.
Not gay or nothing, but
no, he's just a handsome guy.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. No, I support that. And so, anyway, getting back to winterizing your hairpiece, gentlemen, the first ingredient you're going to need is ethylene glycol.
Let your dog get a hold of it.
Ethylene glycol, but don't feed it to your pet. No, that would be wrong. That would be totally wrong. Okay, so you take the ethylene glycol and you kind of blend it up into a sauce, and you apply that. You apply that sauce. This is the intricate part right here. You apply that sauce into the matrix of the hair piece to the point that you have it totally caked. Okay? It's what we call in the hairpiece business caked. Okay? Caked. All right? And so once you've done that, then all you have to do is put it into a small box and or shoe carrier thing and put it in your refrigerator. Okay? I know that seems counterintuitive because it's wintertime, I'm winterizing my hairpiece, and you say to me, Ghurn, why put it in the fridge? Well, I'm going to tell you. The household environment is way too dry, and nobody wants a frizzy hairpiece. Do you want a frizzy hairpiece? Do you want one? No, I don't either. And so I'm telling you tonight, folks, that if you follow my instructions, if you follow what I say, you will be totally happy with the results you get. That's Ghurn. Hair pieces to the stars. One more time. That's Ghurn. Hair pieces to the stars. And welcome to Roadkill Recipes with Ghurn Blandston. Dirk, tell us about this week's recipe.
Thank you very much. As I've been out there, I've been out there in my 57 Chevrolet pickup truck, driving the roads, and I come across what looks like to me, maybe an armadillo. I thought, well, Mr. Armadillo, you're laying there on the road, and you're not helping anyone at that point. And so I said to myself, hey, I'm going to bring that Mr. Armadillo in. Dink, are you out there with me, Dink? We're going to give this recipe to the people right now. You take that armadillo and you dunk him in a big old vat of cooking oil. The kind of cooking oil you get from the behind the Kentucky Fried Chicken, and that big black thing they got out there, man. You get that free cooking oil out there, And so you take that armadillo and you lay him down in that fry cooker, man. Tail last, you hold him by the tail. Right? Everybody knows that. And you hold him by the tail and you dunk him down in there. He starts sizzling, man. It smells so good. Then, you go whomp you up some taters. You whomp you up some green beans. You whomp you up some things to eat along with that armadillo. About an hour and a half later, you get that dillo out of the cooker there, and you lay him out on the table, and boy, you slice him up, and they slice up like a pineapple. They got little pre-sliced things on their back. Tells you where to slice them. And right. And so you slice it right along those little edges right there, and pretty soon you're done. And my kids always fight over the tail. They love the tail.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I try to get them off of it. I tell them to go play on the swing set, but, they don't, and they laugh at me, and then pretty soon, the next thing they've got the tail anyway, and so what was I to do at that point? You got to love your kids. And so back to the armadillo, man. You serve it with a chili sauce and some I don't know, maybe a liqueur, maybe some kind of a grenadine, a little red grenadine out there with that. Everybody loves that, and so that's a basic way to cook it, man. Is in a big old one of those. What do they call those, Dink? Big oil cooker, oil thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just frankly amazed that you know what grenadine is. So more power to you. It sounds scrumptious,
well, Dink,
not for me, but
when you got that possum, that's another episode. Is you got that armadillo cooking, and you say to yourself, hey, I'm saving a lot of money over buying food that everybody else eats, right?
So you have a sophisticated palate, you think?
I do, Dink, and I've had possum, I've had armadillo, I've had ferret. Ferret's real stringy, man, and you don't want to dip it in anything at all because it's greasy, it's stringy. Ferret's not so good. I love a possum, not an possum, opossum, and
your grammar is impeccable.
Thank you so much, Dink. I like the possum meat is gray. It's kind of the color of a gravestone. And so when we eat that, we think of Grandma because she's no longer with us now.
And she liked the possum.
She's gone, and she went on to a better thing. Vegas, I believe, something like that. She's no longer here with us. So anyway, that's pretty much my recipe for this week, and so this has been pretty much it for me. Hey, thanks so much.
We appreciate it. Yes,
we do appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. And we'll be right back.
That's right.
That's correct. Okay, here we go. We're going to try this. Let's have 3 seconds of silence so I can erase this part right here. Welcome to News for the Dead. Brian and Crankston's funeral home has a special on oversized coffins. Gabriel is giving a concert later on this evening. There'll be refreshments in the cloud room. And I believe the big guy's going to show up.
Yeah.
So all of you be there. Try not to miss it. Well, it wouldn't be well for you. And it's rolling tape, roll tape, take 61. This is the next episode of Gabby Gabbiton in the Whiskey Mountain Chronicles. All right, we're here at the Whiskey Mountain Chronicles tonight. I'm your host, Ben Blandston, and come on in, because we got a show for you tonight. Gabby, you out there on the phone, Gabby? Because we're going to have you talk to Dink Dinkelson, Gabby, and we're going to come in with that. And so, Dink, see if you can get Gabby to talk to you. He's on the phone.
Hey, Gabby, you out there? Gabby.
Yeah! Yeah, sure am. Damn it. Yeah.
Gabby, where you out these days? You still out in the desert?
No, I give that up, I was out there for 16 hours a day. I was shooting pool and I was getting off and it just didn't work out for me, and so I come back in. I'm the world's worst coal miner, gold miner, copper miner, any kind of miner. I can't do it. I just can't do it, man. I am out there trying.
Well, yeah, you're kind of, you need something a little less physical, don't you, Gabby? I mean, aren't you kind of getting up there in years a little bit?
Yes, that's right. That's right, Dink. I'm 107 years old. I'm 107 years old. The last time I had an erection was in 1923.
Gabby, this is I am sorry about that, though. Nothing I could do anything about it, but that's a long time to.
That is a long time, Dink. When they shot President Kennedy, that pretty much did it for me, and so I haven't been around for a long, long time. But I've been out here in the desert, and I've learned to survive on the damnedest thing, Dink. I've learned to survive on lizards.
That's
lizards
right.
are-
That's right,
Yeah.
Dink. I eat nothing but lizards.
Well, yeah, what about the occasional jackrabbit?
No, I'm strictly a lizard guy, and I really won't change that for anyone. And you should smell my feces, man. It's like, oh my God, this guy lives on lizards. You can just tell.
We really, I think
You can
common,
just- you
everyday,
can just tell.
passerby human
That's
being
correct. Yeah,
could come to that conclusion.
you could tell. I've been out there in the desert. Hold on, Dink. I got one coming. Hold on, Dink. I got one coming up. That's from being down in the gold mines, Dink. I was down there in the gold mines, and there was several things came to my mind when I was down there. Chipping away. I was chipping away at the rocks, and I was mining, and I was trying to make my way as a gold miner, and a man of stature, and it just kept occurring to me as I was down in the mine. There are absolutely no women down here.
How long did it take you to come to that conclusion?
I was in there for approximately 3 months. About 90 days, it began to set in on me that I was in the wrong line of work. And so I hold on, Dink, I got another one. So I was down there in the mines, and I had nothing but my mule. I had a mule.
Yeah, that's standard equipment for a miner,
I had
isn't
a
it?
mule. She was so sweet, She had her eyes were so soft, I really looked upon her as more than a friend.
I really don't want to hear any more, Gabby.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. That's pretty fucking sick, as far as I'm concerned. I've been down there in that mine too long. My social skills aren't what they used to be. And so I'm gonna bid you guys farewell, and thanks for calling me. And Ghurn, are you there, Ghurn?
Yeah, Gabby, you take care,
Gabby,
man.
I'm here, Gabby. Thanks for coming on the show. We love you. We love you. Well, I love you too. And I love that Dink guy. He's so funny. So thanks very much. Well, thank you, and we'll be right back after this word from our sponsors. And we're back at the Ghurn Show. It's been a wonderful evening. We've enjoyed having all the people in here having such a good time. And thank you to Kitty. She was in here earlier. A big thank you to my buddy down there in Atlanta. Say goodnight to the folks, Dink, because we're going to get on out of here.
Always a joy to be here, Ghurn, so thank you. Everybody take care until next week.
Till next week. We love your guts. We love your pups. And we're going to say goodbye now at this point. I think I'll end it on that bump. Anyway, good night, guys.